Amis, donc on va regarder le verbe boire et le partitif ce matin. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the verb boire, which is irregular, and the partitive, something completely new. You may have, you've seen it a little bit, but it's not really the partitive what you've seen. You've seen de plus a definite article, but here we're going to look at the partitive this morning. Before we start that, let's go ahead and start with our new irregular verb, which is the verb boire. Boire means to drink. It's irregular, so you know that if it's irregular, you have to memorize it. I'm going to try and mitigate that glare a little bit, guys. I'm going to hold my board for a moment so that when I'm writing, because I have a light right above me, hopefully this is easier for you to view. So, since boire is irregular, I have to conjugate it and memorize its conjugation. We're going to go ahead and do this together. If you've got your conjugation sheet, you can do it there, or you can do it directly in your packet. So, for je, it's je bois, B-O-I-S. Tu bois, B-O-I-S. Il, elle, and on is boit, B-O-I-T. These all sound alike. So let's go ahead and start from the top again one more time. Je bois, tu bois, il boit. Je bois, tu bois, il boit. That's my singular. And now let's go over to our plural, and you'll see it's completely different. Nous buvons, B-U-V-O-N-S. Vous buvez, B-U-V-E-Z. Vous buvez, B-U-V-E-Z. And then last, ils boivent, B-O-I-V-E-N-T. So let's take it from the top and do our écoutez et répétez. This way it helps you practice your pronunciation. Je bois, tu bois, il boit, nous buvons, vous buvez, et ils boivent. Je bois, tu bois, il boit, nous buvons, vous buvez, and ils boivent. Remember your translation in present tense. I've got 3 things from English that go into this one in French. So, je bois, and of course it'll follow suit for all of my subjects, is I drink, I am drinking, and I do drink. And I know I go over this with you every time we do a present tense conjugation, but it's to hopefully keep you from literally translating. When you all want to say this one, oftentimes you'll give me je suis, and then whatever the verb is. So for this, you would say je suis bois. That's a big error. So we want to make sure that we see that this je bois means I drink, or it means I am drinking, or it means I do drink. So those 3 things are built into this one French present tense. Don't ever use 2 present tense verbs next to one another. It's not a construction in our language that we have. So I'm still seeing this, guys, and you need to just keep reminding yourself you are never going to have 2 present tense verbs next to each other. It doesn't exist as a conjugation pattern. So if I want to say you are drinking, I'm going to say tu bois. If I'm going to say he is drinking, I'm going to say il boit. We are drinking, nous buvons. You, vous buvez. And then they are drinking, ils boivent. No, être did not get played into this at all when I was conjugating. So Make sure that for your conjugation chart that you put your definition of these three in English so that you don't have that mistake. Practice with the conjugation chart. Remember, you want to be shooting for a 10-second conjugation time. That just tells you you understand your verb and that you have memorized it completely. Let's go ahead, since we are finishing up. We did prendre. You've done manger. You all know that one already, to eat. Boire, you just learned, to drink. And now we're going to add that final component for learning about food, and that is the partitive. We do not have anything like the partitive article in English. The partitive is telling me some or any of something. It's to talk about an unspecified quantity of food typically or drink. And when you think about it, think about I can have a cup of coffee or I can have some milk. I'm not going to give somebody a gallon of milk. Remember my partitive, I like to say that I'm not going to eat a chicken, un poulet. I'm going to have du poulet because this is some chicken. So this is to give an unspecified amount that you're not able to express with a certain specific quantity. It's placed in front of the noun because it's an article, and that means it is used as the article. And it's going to agree in gender and in number, just like all of the articles you've learned so far, your definite and indefinite. So let's take a look at our chart here. I have masculin, féminin, singulier, pluriel. We've got our masculine, feminine, singular, and plural. Masculine partitive article is either du, du, or de l'apostrophe, because this is, of course, if you have something that begins with a vowel or with a silent H. So you want to make sure that you have in your chart du and de l'apostrophe. Then for the feminine singular, it's de la or de l'apostrophe. Plural for both of them, call that my big gift, guys, because if you see that the item that you're referring to is plural, you just need to remember des, D-E-S. Remember, day, no des. This word right here is day. And then in the negative, so whether it's du, de la, or des, if I have a sentence in the negative and I don't have any of an item, my negative is de for all of these, singular or plural. So let's look at our examples we have up here. Je bois du café. I'm drinking some coffee. Je mange de la glace. I'm eating some ice cream. Du café, because café is masculine and it's singular. Je mange de la glace, because glace, ice cream, you all haven't learned that one yet. Ice cream is singular and it's feminine. Now I'm going to say it in the negative. Je ne mange pas de glace. I use the de, de, because I've got this ne and this pas. Means that I have to use de. And let's take one more example here. I'm going to say that I'm eating. Je mange des frites. I'm eating some fries. Fries is feminine and it's plural here. And that's pretty logical. Peas, les petits pois, les haricots verts, beans, les frites. I don't have one, I have some. So this one's really an easy one for you to understand why you use plural with these. Not talking about one fry, you're talking about some fries. So those I put into the plural though, because they're a quantity that I don't typically separate. I don't have un petit pois, I have des petits pois. I have peas, not one pea that I'm talking about when I'm eating. So they go into the plural. So let's just recap what we have for this lesson. The infinitive for the verb to drink is boire. And then let's go ahead and conjugate it one last time. Écoutez, répétez. Je bois, tu bois, il boit. Nous buvons, vous buvez, ils boivent. Irregular, so I must memorize it. My one French verb, present tense, equals 3 in English. Je bois equals I drink, I am drinking, I do drink. The partitive article doesn't exist in English. It means some or any of a quantity of something that it's not defined. It's unspecified. You place it in front of the noun because it's an article, and it's going to agree in gender and number. So masculine singular, du, du, or de à l'apostrophe. Feminine, de la, or de à l'apostrophe. And then the plural for both, masculine or feminine, is day, like D-A-Y in English. All of them, no matter whether it's singular masculine, singular plural, or masculine and feminine plural, become de when you have it in the negative. Look at our sentence here. Je ne mange pas de glace. Even though it's a feminine noun, after the negation, ne and pas, it becomes de. Ok, passez une bonne journée. À bientôt, j'espère.